Welcome to Bumble Stitches Flossmas. Today is December the 1st. My name's Nicola and I am super excited to be bringing you the first Flossmas episode of 2025. So it's December, it's arrived, it's the 1st, and it really doesn't feel Christmassy around here at all. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I've made the effort and dug out one of the Christmas sweatshirts. The Advent's good to go. I've got some Christmassy things to share with you. As you can see, there's no tree up yet. That will hopefully happen next weekend. But the plan is, I think, for my Flossmas to make it work for me, and hopefully it will be enjoyable for you as well, is to do a video every Sunday in December, all the Advent Sundays, and also one midweek. Could be Tuesday, could be Wednesday, could be Thursday. Who knows? It depends what work schedule's like and how much energy I've got when I get home from work. So there are lots of wonderful Flossmas, Stitchmas, Vlogmas, all under different names, but essentially the same thing. YouTubers and Flosstubers sharing little videos in the run up to Christmas. They're normally a little bit more light-hearted. Obviously, they're seasonally themed. They've got advents and freebies and all sorts of things. So let me know who you're watching this festive season. I did watch a Flossmas. It wasn't a Flossmas, it was a Vlogmas this morning. It was Sandra at Cherry Heart, and it was absolutely beautiful. No speaking, it was just lovely Christmas music and her getting her house ready for Christmas. I'm going to pop a link down below so that you can check that one out, because I think you'd really enjoy it. And I think I'm going to do a Flossmas roll call on my Instagram so that I can gather as many names and people that are participating this year together, and I can put them in the description box. You can tell I'm excited. I'm getting falling over my words. But yes, and then you can pop in and watch as many or as few as you like, because it is, I think, a really nice way to enjoy the run up to Christmas. So what have I got to share with you today? Obviously, we have my Advent here, which if you saw my last Flosstube episode, you'll know I have, I bought the Liberty Advent Calendar empty. It's one of their beauty fragrance and beauty ones, and I've repurposed it, and spoiler alert to me, I know what's inside because I bought the presents for myself, so I know that's not really in the spirit of Christmas. But I would normally have bought an Advent calendar, and they are quite expensive, and you don't always get 24 things that you really love and that you will really use. So I know that everything inside there is stuff that I really like and I'm going to use. So kind of an early Christmas present to me. I've also got some past Christmas stitching to share with you. A couple of things, or something that I've been stitching on at the moment. Some friend stitching, which I'll tell you about in a moment. Stitching plans, and a tiny bit of haul, aka things that I bought that wouldn't fit in the Advent calendar. So I'll share those with you as haul. So what should we kick off with? Let's have a look at some items, stitched things from Christmas past. Now, these weren't all stitched by me. They're not out, as I said, I haven't decorated yet. So I just popped them all in this box so they're ready to share with you. This was a sort of a hat box that came full of roses from Justin on our anniversary, which was rather nice, but I did like the box, so I kept that. Okay, I need to take a breath and start sharing with you. As I said, I haven't stitched all of these items, but I have stitched quite a few of them. So let's start off with the largest first. This I stitched last year. If you've seen these before, apologies. If you're a long-term viewer and you were with me last Christmas, if you're a new viewer or a new subscriber, welcome, and hopefully you'll enjoy seeing these. This was Merry Chalkful by Hands On Design. The artwork was by Priscilla Blaine from Stitching with the Housewives. And that was one that took me quite a long time to finish. I wasn't enjoying the black, but finally got it finished last year on this little red board. So that will be out on display this year. I'll just pop these behind me as we go along. The next one is, this was in one of my swap parcels from my lovely friend Paula, and these have been in storage. You can see they're a little bit crumpled but completely unharmed. This is Comfort and Joy that Paula stitched for me. I don't think it was last year, it may have been the year before. I believe this is a design from Luminous Fibre Arts, and super pretty, and the fabric has just got the tiniest little, I think there's, are they stars? Just sort of like a little ditzy print, and it's got some crushed walnuts in there, so it's got a really nice bit of substance to it. So that's that one. I do love a nice small for Christmas decorating. You can just pop them around your house and they just, I think they look really nice. The next is a Brenda Gervais, and this is, I think it's Peppermint Pals, and is this adorable snowman in these lovely little plaid dungarees with his little snowman bucket full of candy canes. And I finished him off with matching fabric that matched quite closely to his dungarees, and he's filled with crushed walnut shells as well. And I normally try to stitch any Brenda Gervais designs with as much as the called for as I can, because they're just so pretty. So that's Peppermint Pals. Makes me really want to start getting the decorations down, but it's far too late in the day today. It's Sunday afternoon. It's about, what time is it? I'm trying to see the Alexa. It's about 3:30, so not time to do it today, but I will be getting on to that. I've got another beautiful Brenda Gervais small here, which was stitched by Paula. And this is, I don't think it's called Frosty. I think it's one that's a little bit older. And again, just stunning. Brenda's eye for design is beautiful, and Paula's stitching is exquisite. And I believe this will be some of her hand-dyed linen. And she's finished it on the back with the gingerbread fabric. This was from last year's Advent, because Paula did my Advent in a theme of gingerbread. A little candy cane, a little felt leaf, just beautiful. So that's, we'll call him Frosty. Then we have, these are nearly all Brenda Gervais, not quite. Here's another one stitched by me and finished on a wooden rolling pin. You can just about see it at the back. It's one of those with the, so that you can make a an indentation in your shortbread or your pastry or whatever it is you're making. But this is the Hands-On Designs Cookie Exchange, I believe it was called. So it's got the little cookie cutters there and the table with all the stacked up cookies and the quilt stars at the top. And I just finished this, as I said, on a rolling pin, because I really like the, just to reflect the cooking theme. So that's that one. And the next one, well, this is a pair. This is a pair of stockings that was stitched for Justin and I by Paula again. And these are Blackbird designs. I'm not sure which booklet or chart they're from, but you can see these are absolute perfection. And they're finished off beautifully with the red fabric, and they're lined, and obviously they have the charms and the bells, and these go on the Christmas tree. When the big tree is up in the lounge, these get hung on the tree. So these are definitely prized Christmas possessions now. And I think the rest are all by me. This one is my failed Glitter Village by Little House Needleworks or Country Cottage Needleworks. It's part of the Glitter Village series, and I attempted this stitch. It's a series of 9 houses and or 8 houses and a chapel to make up a Christmas glittery village, and I I think this was the second or third iteration of it, and I knew I just wasn't going to get this all done. So I cut my losses and just made the one block that I was happy with into a small pillow. But it is really pretty, and at least it's had some sort of a life, hasn't it? And the fabric, I think this is a Laurie Holt fabric. So that's that one. And staying with Brenda, this one is Brenda Gervais, that is. This is Merry and Minty. This was a freebie on her Facebook group, and she also made it available on Instagram as well, which is where I picked it up. And this, again, absolutely gorgeous. All the little French knots on the garland that Santa's about to put on the tree. And I finished this one off with some red gingham on the front and back. And this one's quite light, actually. This one's got polyfill inside, but again, really lovely design. And the final one, of course, it's another Brenda Gervais design. I'm just making sure it's all nice and puffy, ready to share with you. And this one I finished last year, and this is Cup of Christmas Cheer. So it's the lovely Santa face mug with his pom-pom and the house and the candy canes. I think this is one of my favourites, actually. I finished it with some green rickrack and a gingham bow, and I think this is Fig Tree Christmas sampler fabric on the back. So it really does get you into the Christmas mood, doesn't it, when you start to see some of your Christmas decorations, be it homemade ones or ones that you've bought from the shops. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed having a little look at those. Let's just pop that behind me. And we will move on now to, I mentioned friend stitching. And last year, well, let me just back up a little bit and explain that in our office we do a Secret Santa every year, and I got my lovely friend Tanya, and she's a crafty girl. She's dabbled in all sorts of crafts, and I knew that she would appreciate something that she could sit and stitch. So I wasn't sure if she wanted to cross stitch or not, so I gave her one of the Nikki Franklin Stitchery kits, which is this little snowman. He's not a snowman, he's a polar bear. This little polar bear, it's actually on very, very pale pink linen. And this was Tanya's first attempt at embroidery. And I'm sure you'll all agree with what I said to her, was she did an absolutely fabulous job. So I have offered to make this into a little heart-shaped pillow for her to with a ribbon so that she can hang it on her tree as an ornament. So I'm looking forward to getting that done for her, and she really enjoyed stitching it, and she's been talking to me about cross stitch and embroidery now, so I think we might have another stitcher in our midst really soon, which makes me very, very happy indeed. So let's pop him safely behind me as well. Okay, next up, I'm going to kind of do the advents towards the end because I'll need to get Alf in for his little treat. So, and we all know if there's too much stuff here in front of me, Alf gets a little bit carried away. So I'll carry on and do those at the end. So stitching so far, since I saw you last weekend for my last proper Flosstube episode, I have been continuing with, let me just get it out of this bag. This is a bag I made. This is little Christmas mice living under the tree stump there. And in here I have the Snowball by Brenda Gervais. And this has really been just the thing this week. These are smalls. It's Brenda Gervais, which I love, and they're not too difficult, they're not too taxing for stitching in the evening, so I've really enjoyed those. So where am I at? Let me just quickly share with you. I'm stitching with all the called for DMCs, which I've got here, and I'm stitching on a 36 count Zweigart in Vintage Country Mocha. And I'm stitching one strand over 2 linen threads. Now I have completed this little guy here, this one This has not been ironed, I do apologise. So he's all done and good to go. And then I started on this little snow globe one here. He just needs a bit of filling on his body, as you can see, and the candy canes. And there are a few snowflakes on him as well to complete. And there are 7 designs in total in this little booklet. So this is the one that I just showed you that I've completed. I plan to get these 2 done as well. The snow globe, so that's 4. And then there's these guys on the back. Now, to be honest, these don't really do it for me as much as the others. I've not ruled them out completely, but I don't think I'll get round to these this year. And there's another little one, which is like a little gingerbread cottage, which again, I may or may not do, but I think this is a nice companion to the snow globe. So that's my plan, to keep stitching these little guys through Flossmas and see if I can get some. I should be able to get this other one completed tonight. And then I'll have 2 done, and maybe I'll sort of finish as I go, so that I've actually got some extra little smalls to add to my Christmas decorations. Now, in saying that, there's not much to finish on that little snow globe one. So I have got a hankering for a new start. Last year, if you joined me for my Stitchmas, I did 12 videos and I had 12 new Christmas starts. Well, a lot of those projects are still very much whips. I don't think I've actually fully finished any of them. So I don't want to go nuts again this year and just give myself so many Christmas whips that it's overwhelming. So I went through some of the Christmas charts that I shared with you a few weeks ago, and I have decided on, we have got a winner. Drum roll, please. I'll give you a hint. I'm going to finish it on this piece of tree bark. I didn't cut this myself. This was from Hobbycraft. And I'm going to be stitching on that. Well, I'm not going to be stitching on that. I'm going to be stitching on some linen. I think this calls for 40 count. And I'm going to make a start on Snow Magical by Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. I bought this chart last year and absolutely adore him. I've really got a feel for the snowman designs this year. So I think I'm going to get this one started and hopefully get a few stitches in it tonight. I think I've got almost all the called for, and it calls for 40 count linen. And I've got a piece, I haven't really got a stash of 40 count linen, but I have got a big enough piece that I can do that on and make a start. So that is exciting. Okay, in the spirit of keeping the decks clear for when young Alfred comes in. Alfred's a bit sad because it's really miserable and rainy outside and he's not been for a walk. So I'm hoping his Advent treat will do the job of cheering him up a little bit. Now, I also mentioned that I had a couple of things that I'd intended for my Advent that were a little bit too big. So I'll just quickly show you those. The first is this. I've not opened it yet. It's a Riley Blake Designs, and it's basically a point turner for when you're sewing and turning things inside out. But I think you could probably use it, you know, almost as some sort of stiletto when you're, you know, with your sewing machine. So I picked that up from So Hot UK. I thought it was super cute, but it's, even without the packaging, it won't fit into the Advent calendar. So I'll start using that one straight away. And the other thing I needed to make a little purchase with Cowslip Workshops. They've got an online store, and because I didn't want to send or have the thing that I needed sent on its own, I had a little peruse of their website and spotted this Christmas Angel kit. It's called Raggy Joe's Christmas Angel, and the kit has the fabric to complete one angel. But isn't she adorable? If you can see closely, she's got little wooden bobbin feet and ribbon legs. I thought she was really sweet, and I haven't opened this until now, so we'll have a little look together and see what's inside this kit. This might be something I get done before Christmas. I'm not making any promises. So obviously there's the two little wooden spools for her feet. tiny piece of white rickrack, really tiny rickrack. I must make sure I put these in here because they will disappear. This adorable snowman fabric. Now my mind straight away is thinking, I wonder if they're generous and if there's enough of this to back one of my little snowmen smalls. That's lovely fabric, really, really sweet. A piece of tulle. Camera doesn't really like that very much. So there's a nice piece of cream tulle there. Bit of interfacing, that's not very camera friendly, is it? Another piece of fabric in these Christmassy polka dots. And some more cream fabric, a little bit of ticking, and some red, looks like pearl cotton. So I don't know how difficult this is to make. There's a template in here. Yeah, we'll see how it goes, and hopefully end up with a Christmas angel. And I'm guessing this is one of those things, once you've made one, you've got the pattern and the instructions, you can just add different fabrics and make them to your heart's content. But I thought she might be nice to sit on top of the tree here in my sewing room when it's up. So those are some little extras. Now I've got quite a pile behind here as usual. Now let's bring the Liberty calendar over. Get that ready, I'll pop that there. Now I have a wonderful stitchy friend by the name of Linda, and she lives here in the UK, and she's the lady that stitched the beautiful biscornus that I shared a couple of episodes ago. It may even have been it wasn't last episode, it was a couple of Flosstubes ago. But Linda has very kindly treated Alfie and I to an Advent gift. And what she's done, I mean, as you saw from those biscornus, Linda is an absolutely fabulous stitcher. And what she's done is she has made this beautiful bag, and inside, let me just show you this bag. Now, I'm not 100% certain, but I think this may be a Brenda Gervais design. Please, if you know, or if Linda, if you're watching, just let me know. I feel like I've seen it, but I can't remember where. But she stitched this beautiful piece and then made it into an absolutely stunning lined bag filled with Alfie and I's Advent. Now, before I show you inside, the whole thing was wrapped in this panel, Christmas stocking panel. It's in quarters at the moment, there's 24. It's an Advent panel, which I will get made up for, be really sweet for Enzo. So that was such a good idea to wrap the whole parcel in fabric. And inside here, the bag is my Advent Sunday gift number 1, which is just amazing and I love it. And then inside there are Advent Sunday gifts for Alfie and I. So obviously Alfie hasn't had his yet. So let me just show you inside the bag so you can see. Not doing this very well, am I? Not doing all Linda's hard work justice. So you can see they're all in there just waiting. So I'm going to get Alfie's, is this the first? No, that's the third. Sorry, Alf. Let me find your first Sunday of Advent parcel. Yep, first Sunday of Advent. So this is Alfie's first Sunday parcel. So I can put this away safely until next weekend. But Linda, I can't thank you enough. This is just absolutely beautiful and I shall treasure it always. And I feel very, very privileged to have such a wonderful stitchy friend. So thank you. And thank you from Alfie as well. I'm sure when he gets on to eat his treat, he won't be interested in saying thank you at all. He will just have a one-track mind. So I'll keep that to one side before I go and get him. And let's have a look in the Liberty calendar. Here it is. I shed it last floss tube, but here it is. And as I said, it's been filled now. So let's open this up. I think I know where number 1 is because it's quite an obvious one. So all the doors are, this is a bit ungainly to try and hold this one up. As you can see, here are all the doors. Well, they're not doors, they're drawers. So number one is this one here. And let's have a little look inside. Oh, clever Advent Fairy has brought me a replacement blade for my rotary cutter, one of the Alpha Endurance, my absolute favourite. What are the chances of getting my absolute favourite rotary cutter blade on the first day of Advent when I've got Christmas sewing to be getting on with? Fabulous. This is all tongue-in-cheek, of course, but hopefully you will, you know where I'm coming from, don't you? I know I'm among friends. So we'll pop that drawer back in. I won't open my Advent every day. I will wait until the next Flossmas episode so that we can catch up together. So if that's Wednesday, then obviously I'll have 3 days to open and so on. So we'll just catch up together as we go through Advent. But I think I'm going to go and get Alfie and we'll give him his treat. So I'll be back in just 1 minute. Up, up, up. Here he is. And Alf's here. Alf, say hello to everybody. You're going to sit? Alfie, you're not on the camera, sweetheart. You're going to sit? Do you want your Christmas treat? Do you want your Christmas treat? Can you see the tail? Alf really wants his Christmas. Alf, you're actually on the ironing board. Okay. Do you want to come here? Come on then. Sit. Sit. Let's see. Okay, let's see what you've got, shall we? Let's get rid of that. No, you're not having the plastic bag. Sit. He's super excited. What have you got for Advent? What have you got? What have you got? Oh, are you helping? Oh, chicken chips. Lovely. If you sit, you can have one. Good boy. Good boy. Wait, wait, wait. There we go. You're going to turn around so people can see you. I'll give you another one so everyone can see you having your Advent treats. This way, this way. Okay, well, we'll leave it there. Thank you ever so much, Linda, Alfie. Obviously, these are a big hit, and thank you for my wonderful gift. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in a few days' time. Take care. Bye.